right, we should be live. Good morning. We're going to turn my camera on in just a moment. Just going to clear up a few things in the room. Happy to see you, Vulcan. Happy to see you, BK. All right. Hello, avocados. Welcome back. So as you can see, I'm starting my day going long the NASDAQ. Hey, Paula. Happy to have you here at the start. I'm going long NQ today for a few reasons. One, we had that big move yesterday, and I think there's more room to the upside. Two, I mean, this is the real reason why I'm going long today is NVIDIA earnings day. And I don't really think that the NVIDIA earnings were completely priced in from yesterday's move to the upside. How did I make 4K? This is from the account that came back to life. So, you know, the real profit and loss here is 12,000. So, you know, steady winners day by day. I think I had a few $1,000 days. I guess one $1,000 day. And we'll see what happens today. Earnings, I believe, are at 3 p.m. Central. So it's not going to happen until later in the day, but I wouldn't be surprised if a move comes through earlier on with expectations that NVIDIA is doing well. You know, things had been to the north side, but we just keep trading in this range. We've been trading in this range all day long. So, in my opinion, wouldn't be the worst point to be buying. You know, we're above the cloud, which is a buy signal. If we look at the 4-hour, we're in the cloud. You know, it's not great to trade in the cloud. If we do make a move down here, I'll buy again. Or even on the 1 hour, if we make a move down here, like I said, I'll buy again. I'll buy into some more contracts. We got the New York Open in 10 minutes, so you know, I'm hoping we see some movement to the upside with the New York Open. And one good thing, so the XFA yesterday, I was doing there was another XFA that I was trading yesterday that I was just not doing very well in. And I had, you know, I was down to like the last $500 in the account. And I made it all back. And then some. Oh, that is a sharp move to the downside. But we still Zoe.
Order filled.
Well, that was a teeny tiny bit scary. As much as I want to buy one more contract, I'm going to be patient. Yeah, I mean, we might see some killer moves to the downside. So yeah, that XFA that I was trading yesterday, I made everything back, and then I accidentally left some orders on.
Order filled.
All right, there goes that. All right, so now it's just gonna be wait and see at the New York Open. Wait and see what happens. If we get a big move to the downside, I'm definitely buying here. Yeah, so, you know, I brought the account back, made everything back, plus a little bit, left some orders on by accident that filled, and I immediately lost like $1,500. And then went on tilt and lost the account by today. However, it is not the end of the world because I passed a new combine today. I had 700 left in this combine, and you can see I made that 700. So, past this combine today, we'll have a new XFA tomorrow. And let's take a look around, see what's happening in these other markets. What's happening, Jared? Good to see you. Crude is definitely at resistance. Will it stay there? Will it go higher? It's the million-dollar question. S&P 500 making a similar downside move. Gold. Gold does look like it's at support or resistance. However, it might break through. It might break through and reach some new relative highs. Oil has news today, Avocados says.
Order filled.
You know what? And I am going to buy gold on one of these combines that I still have. Position.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, but let's take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ's the one that I really want to be keeping an eye on. Order fill. Yeah, I just bought a position of gold in one of these combines. What do you guys think? Are you guys bullish NASDAQ today? Are you bearish? Do you have any bias? Avocados is bullish. Yeah, it looks like most of us are going to be looking for longs today. Yeah, we got 4 minutes until the open. Yeah, there might very well be some more movement to the downside. We will wait and see. Not. We are at a level of support. Maybe I'll get a little bit greedy. And enter in before the open. Yeah, Paula's already laughing at me. Now, the one thing that is a bit of a bummer, and it's something to consider about these NVIDIA earnings, if they happen at 3:20 p.m. Central Time, I do believe that we will be liquidated before the earnings report comes out. Because I do think that is when the daily reset happens. We got 1 minute until the New York Open. No, I'm going to make a cheap trade. We're at support. And we are off. Yeah, I think we're making a bigger move to the downside, so I'm going to get out of that. Yeah, I did trade the London session. And things went well before they didn't. Probably should have stopped trading at some point. Yeah, I think I got a little bit too greedy today. I'm just gonna get out. Hello, Oliver. Welcome. Let me see if I can take a look at a NASDAQ heat map. Oh, that will have an effect. Nvidia is also down, not by a lot, but down 0.5% right now, which is a bit surprising. I just Google it. I just Google NASDAQ heat map. I don't know if I can post a link into the chat. Sell. I'm going to put my take profit right here. Maybe I'll just scalp some trades today. I'm never very good at scalping. I don't like that one either. See, when I start trading too much, this is when things don't go well. I'm going to stick to my positions. I've posted a link to that heat map. So you can take a look at the heat map as well. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. That's not a bad idea going micros right now. This 4 hour might be a really nice setup. Buying
Order
one long.
filled.
And we'll see if we make lower lows or if we can reverse here. Another cheap trade. And we are going to set our profit target right back to the highs of the day. Buying in for one more. We go back to the hourly. Yeah, Nvidia's not doing great right now either. I'm gonna get stopped out. That's what's gonna happen. All right. I guess our next buy order will be at 597. Yeah, I will wait for 597. let's just go ahead and put an order there now. Yeah, this conflict in Ukraine could really start. Could really start to affect markets more and more. Carson Crow, I'm curious, what makes you say bearish? You know, always trying to learn more. You got short at 927. That is a hell of a short. Nah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't really tend to look at 1 minute charts too much. That's just me. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but not my cup of tea. Yeah, most of the stocks in the NASDAQ right now are at about the open price, or they are down a slight bit. I'm hoping we come down a little bit more. I don't want to have FOMO if this ends up taking off without me. Long gold for breakout. Let's take a look at gold. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, especially with the war news, gold might be a really good play right now. Let's look at the 4 hour. Oh, yeah, yeah. Nah, I'm not touching that right now. All right, let's go back to NASDAQ. going to take a micro. I will buy one micro. I don't usually buy micros, but I can always scale in. Oh, I'm getting FOMO. Buying one. Going long. Ooh. I don't love that trade. Setting that profit target right there. On the daily, yeah, daily's looking a little busy, but who knows what's gonna happen. It's a strange instrument. Four hour and the 1 hour aren't bad though. Just wasn't patient. That's the big thing. Just wasn't patient. And because I wasn't patient, I am gonna get out of this mess. Yeah, I'm getting out of this mess. No. Not quite yet. Should have been entering down here. That would have been a much better entry. range bound for the day. I have no idea. You talking about this yellow line? Support and resistance. We have it interacting here. We have it acting there. Again, right here. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hoping that the war reaction is a bit temporary. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm honestly about to get out. Yeah, I'm getting out. Let me get out of that micro. Yeah, I don't know if we end up making lower. There's some lower lows. I know, right? It's like it just wants to fake you out. Yeah, is gold gonna run? Yeah, I'm moving this. I'm actually moving this down to here. I want to be super conservative. All right, so I got a buy order at 20,552. Yeah, gold doesn't seem to be doing much of anything right now. And you know what I might actually do to counteract this nonsense? I might short ES. I do want to see what happens right here, but if we break this cloud or if we break this level right here, I might be shorting. Yeah, I mean, lately what's been happening to me is I've been doing really well in the New York, or in the Asia and the London session, and then I get my ass kicked in the New York session. So I don't know, that you know is I don't want that to be the case, but that definitely might be something to consider for me in the near future. I did pass a combine today, though, so I will definitely be starting a new XFA tomorrow. Yeah, candles like that give me FOMO. Let's go back to taking a look at the NASDAQ. I do think we'll be, not a bad idea to just wait. Yeah, I've lost a few XFAs. I've also taken some profit before I lost those XFAs, so 'tis not the end of the world. Yeah, I mean, that might be happening to me today. It's, you know, the thing that sucks about me losing this money and losing quite a significant chunk pretty early on, it has absolutely nothing to do with my strategy and everything to do with my psychology. The psychology has just been off. Mostly neutral readings. I've got it right here for you guys, so we can take a look at it. We got bullish Nikkei still. S&P 500 is neutral, but it's close to a bullish reading. NASDAQ is very neutral. Dow is also very neutral. And then the only bearish signals are Forex pairs. And if there's any specific information you want me to look at, just let me know. In fact, let's take a look at Nikkei, see if this new Fancy Pants app can help me. Well, apparently we're at lows of the day. That might have to do with some more news. Yeah, you know, I don't know if we'll get all the way down here. But if we do, I got a buy order in place to see if that app helps me out. All right, let's go back to looking at the I should definitely put a stop. All right. Let's go back to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ looks like it wants to break through. I mean, whoever said short the NASDAQ just a moment ago, that was not a bad idea. I'm going to have a very tight, which I don't like, very tight stop order if my profit, or if that order gets filled. Man, Nvidia is just tanking right now. Minus 2%. Maybe their earnings are not what we thought they would be. However, you know, as far as my strategy goes, this is really a prime setup for my strategy. So I really can't be too upset about this trade if the order fills. I did in a combine. I shorted the ES in a combine. So I do have one short position in a combine. I am getting... I was 2 ticks away from that order filling. And we might might be close to that order filling quite soon. There we go. You know, as big of a move as we've had, I'm not too confident about this trade, but it definitely follows my strategy, so I'm happy with the execution. Oh, but looking at Nvidia, wow, Nvidia's down 2%. Everything is down on the heat map. I might have to get out of this trade looking at this heat map. This heat map is terrifying to look at right now. Let me see if I can get that in. Yeah, you know, at the very least, I'll go break even. I don't need to lose any money on this trade. In fact, I'll take this, the tiniest smidge of profit. There it is. Yeah, let's sell. Let's see what happens. Let's see how far to the downside we can go. Maybe. I'll put my stop. That's a big stop. Risking it for the biscuits. NQ could go to 409, I hear. Yeah. I could definitely see that happening. You know, at some point I just need to say the trend is your friend. I do like how we pretty cleanly broke through that cloud. Clean breaks like that can be very indicative of a trend reversal. Yeah, higher time frames lead to larger moves. In the 4 hour, we are absolutely in a downtrend. On the daily, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if we try and test this cloud here. I mean, Nvidia just keeps tanking too. We're at minus we're at a loss of 2%, 2.5% almost. Yeah, I mean, it might not be that bad idea. We're definitely at support. However, there is a lower level of support at 420-ish. And just with how strong this move has been, guys, it'd be really tough to buy right now. And I think the S&P 500 might be breaking to the downside as well. Yeah, we're at the bottom of a range, but war news. And let me try and get this up here. Here's a heat map for the NASDAQ. Oh, I mean, you can, let me see if I can zoom out. That doesn't help anything. Right there. Okay, so you can see some of it. You know, these are all the stocks in the NASDAQ, and things are not looking good. Very few stocks are moving to the upside in the NASDAQ. And, you know, 2% is a rather large move. S&P 500 seeing lower lows. And bouncing, kind of ranging. Yeah, I've got one combine right now where I am short NASDAQ and S&P 500 right now. And I am $3,000 away from passing that combine. So who knows? Maybe we get some big moves today. Is gold moving? Oh, did I miss on that gold? Gold is moving a little bit. We are at a level of resistance for gold right where it is right now. So be careful going long. Maybe wait for that to break. NASDAQ making a run. ES making a run. if we end up breaking this, I might scale into this NASDAQ trade, but I'm going to hold on to it for now. Yeah, I might even consider. Honestly, what I'm gonna hold on to this long or to this short, see how far we can go, and I might even consider picking up a short on the ES as well. I'm gonna wait on that, but. Oh, you said gold 4 hour. Let's take a look at gold 4 hour. Oh. Yeah, I mean, oof, yeah. I would be very, 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 very careful taking longs right here. With that said, if you do want to go short, wait for confirmation. What's happening, Walla? Good to see you. Are you short ES? Are you short NASDAQ? Because that seems to be where things are headed for now. NASDAQ making a run, reaching another level of support. Can we break through? Yeah, I mean, we're still making new lows of the day. This run is continuing. Nvidia is down 2.8% right now. I mean, everything is down in the NASDAQ right now. I kind of want to close this trade and lock in some profits, but golly, this is a strong downward move. A lot of volume. Well, actually, not the most volume in the world. We still have 40 minutes, though. Just went long ES 1 micro. I'm going to move my stop here so I guarantee some profits if things turn around and reverse here. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be shocking if this was a reversal right here, but we did just break through this cloud. And that's the 4 hour. I would love to get this into this area so I could scale in for another contract. Try and make a little bit more profit. Yeah, I have a feeling that stop is going to get hit real soon. What I am going to do is I'm going to move to the S&P 500. Ooh. That 4 hour is scary. I'm not going to do anything with the S&P 500 because that 4 hour cloud is telling me maybe I shouldn't short. Yeah, I'm glad I saw that. Yeah, I'm definitely getting stopped out. There's my stop. Took 200 on the trade. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Yeah, maybe if we come back down here, I'll take a cheap buy. And worst case scenario, just kind of wait and see what happens over the next few hours. But S&P 500 is at a major level of support and resistance, more so support as of recently. Yeah, Nvidia seems to be making some gains. However, the NASDAQ heat map as a whole is frightening. And this might be a perfect example of why I don't move my stops. Or why I shouldn't move my stops, I should say. Yeah, ES creeping lower below the 1 hour cloud, but still definitely a level of support. Honestly, I'm looking for a very cheap trade buying at this level here. And then possibly buying here. You know, here at these 20,420s, 415, that is the much safer trade for sure. Absolutely sure. Yeah, I still think. Yeah, I know, right, Jared? And that's what, if I just follow these clouds, like, man, if my psychology didn't play such a big factor into my losses, and I just followed the cloud all the time, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that's what I should be doing. Duh. It's incredible how predictive these clouds are. Yeah, Nvidia's making gains. Almost makes me want to buy. Although it's not the right entry point. Well, I mean, it's not a horrible entry point for a buy. Kind of still works according to the strategy, but could have been a lot better. Could have been a lot better. I am going to set my profit target to this level of resistance right here. I mean, that is not a bad profit target looking at the 4 hour. You know, this cloud could very easily get tested. So that's the trade I'm looking for right now. And it does seem like ES is moving back to the upside. Nvidia is really starting to see some gains now. Only at minus 1.5%. It was 2.5% just moments ago. I love that it's called the Nifty Index. Like, is there an explanation as to why it's called Nifty? Because Nifty has like a really specific meaning in English. It's like cool, neat, nifty. Why do they call it Nifty? You know, one thing that's kind of interesting is now that price has crossed back into the cloud, every time price is getting at the end of the cloud, buyers are showing up. Hell yeah, great job, True Trading Timmy. Yeah, should have. You know, I was too hyper focused on Nvidia earnings, thinking that we'd be on this massive bull run. What is happening, Timmy? Really happy to hear about your green day. Yeah, NQ is very much high risk, high reward. It's one of the reasons why I really, really like trading the NQ. Certainly fits my personality. Yeah, I mean, I keep looking at this 4-hour chart on the ES. It really is just incredible how accurately it ends up testing that cloud, especially because, you know, that cloud exists before price gets there. Incredible. I am a sucker for pattern recognition. Yeah, I'm really glad to see it. I mean, that's exactly, you know, what I would hope is that, you know, people kind of do their own research, look into it themselves, and find a pattern. And that's essentially what I did. You know, I found a pattern. Nobody told me to do this. You know, it's just like when you see a pattern, you take advantage of it. And that's what we do best as humans. We are pattern recognition machines. Yeah, let's take a look at that beautiful 4-hour chart on the ES. Yeah, have you noticed the pattern? It is incredible. You know, we are susceptible to spikes, but, you know, in those occasions, you know, maybe you get stopped out, maybe you have a losing trade, but here's a winning trade, here's a winning trade. Maybe you bought here, got stopped out. Maybe you bought here again. There's a winning trade. You know, if we reach this level right here, I mean, that would definitely be my first profit target. There's a winning trade. All right, back to NASDAQ. Nvidia slowly but surely making gains. I would be so sad if we get Nvidia earnings and this thing just skyrockets, but because of the daily reset, we are, you know, liquidated and we can't trade at that time. That would just make me so sad. Anybody in here trade a Delta footprint chart? I'd be very interested to hear if anybody trades a Delta footprint. Right, NASDAQ is approaching a level of support and resistance. Do we break through? Do we bounce back down? I mean, we're essentially right back in this range that we were in yesterday. Let's see what kind of news we have moving on in the week. Yeah, so we have the NVIDIA earnings. We have the initial jobless claims. There's no telling what the information, what the data will be on the jobless claims. However, I think the past 3 or 4 times this report has come out, it has been underwhelming, and there has been a bearish move that has followed. We also have existing home sales. And I think, is that it for the week? Friday, we have services PMI and University of Michigan sentiment. All right. Looks like we're trying to break through this level of resistance, and things are looking halfway decent. One thing I would be a little worried about here is that my profit target might be a little bit too far, and we might just test the cloud right here. So that is something for me to consider in this trade. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we go right back to 20,700 as well. And if the trading gods are in my favor, they will make this a true liquidity sweep. But one reason I do like this profit target a lot is looking at the 4-hour. This is coming back to test the cloud right here at this profit target. One thing I might consider doing here is actually scaling in. I typically don't scale into winning positions because they just don't work out for me. But I do feel like I have a better chance of having a successful opportunity to scale in when prices just move so far away from my initial point of entry. I'm looking at 60 points in the trade so far. It's quite a few ticks. So maybe I could scale in and make a few extra bucks. take a look at the 1 hour. If we break through this cloud, I'll think about scaling in even harder. All right, here we are kind of testing that 1 hour cloud. I'm gonna move my stop right here so I could at least lock in some profits. Nvidia's still making gains. Nvidia they're only down 1% now. They were down 2.5% just a moment ago. We got 10 minutes until we start forming a new candle. One thing I've noticed a lot recently is when the next candle excuse me, when the next candle opens at one of those bands of the cloud, many times, if that band is being tested, it will be respected. So that is something that I would be a little bit concerned about. If this next candle opens at the next band, that level might be respected. I'd be interested to see what the point of control is on this move here. How far down? Where does that go till? Right here. So that's something to consider. The point of control for this huge move is right at that top band of the cloud. Absolutely something to consider. Got a lot of buying volume though. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to close this trade fairly soon. Live to fight another day. Live to see another trade. Anybody have open positions? Anybody got an open position? Five minutes until 11 a.m., 5 minutes until a new candle. Man, oh man, would I love a push above the cloud before that new candle starts. Oliver's flat right now. Jared's the last man standing. You went long an ES micro? Is that what you did, Jared? Just got filled. Awesome. Hope you got some solid profits out of that trade. Oh man, if that was a mini, that's $1,000, my friend. Yeah, I mean, what you're looking at right now is an XFA that I have. I just passed the combine today, so I'll be starting a new XFA tomorrow. And I have some other combines. One, I'm up a few $1,000s. The other one, I am about halfway through the combine. Yeah, I mean, I definitely know what you're saying about that war news. If this next candle opens right at the cloud, I really got to think about how I'm going to actively manage this trade. You know, the one thing that I have going for me is the 4 hour. Where's my cloud? Where's my cloud? Let me take away this volume. No orders. Let's, I guess, hide. No, I don't want to do that. I'll delete that. Maybe if I go from the 1 hour back to the 4 hour. Okay. Got the cloud back. Yeah, the one thing I really like about my profit target where it is that it is right at testing the cloud at the 4 hour chart. We got about 10 seconds until a new candle. And it is opening right where I don't want it to open. Huh? Yeah, and we're essentially at that point of control right now from that huge move to the downside. Really want to break this last candle's high. That's my next worry. Oh, I don't want to do that. I just want price to keep going higher. I haven't let go of this stop order, so the stop order hasn't changed from the position that it was in. I'm still moving it around. Yeah, just thinking about how I should actively manage this trade. You know, the good news is we do seem to be pushing above that point of control. So I would really love to see a larger move to the upside. All right, I've let go of that stop. I've moved. Oh, God. As soon as I let it go, oh, so scary. I'll stay here. Certainly don't want to lose these gains. Yeah, maybe the 4-hour chart would make me feel a little bit better. Essentially, yeah. And it wasn't because that's where the 4-hour chart is, and I'm banking on having the chart be tested. It's because this is where I put that level of support and resistance, and it just so happens to line up pretty darn closely with the 4-hour cloud. So it seems to make sense to me. Nvidia making even bigger gains. Nvidia almost going back to its open price. It is only at a loss of 0.37% right now. And you know what? No, Nvidia keeps making gains. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on for now. Still, we couldn't break the highs of the previous hour, which is a bit bothersome. And we're coming back down to the downside. You know what? Oh, no, that's a push to the upside. Really considering getting out of this trade. Yeah, you know what? I don't know what. Do you know what? Oh, this is nerve-wracking. All right, I'm out. Well, no, that was the wrong out button. I'm out. Okay. So, taking back some of those losses. I really would not mind buying back again down here. And Nvidia going lower now. Let's take a look around the horn. See what's going on. S&P 500. not a bad area to buy. You know, might want to wait for price to cross into the lower band of this cloud. And maybe I'll do that. I'll keep watching I'll keep watching S&P 500 on a separate window. Let's see what happened to gold. Yeah, gold definitely seems to be testing this area of resistance. You know, whether it makes a full move, not quite sure. Nikkei, let's see what's happening in Nikkei. Yeah, Nikkei, my fancy pants. Indicator gave us a bullish signal. We have a few orders. I mean, they got kind of close to filling, but not quite there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of chop the rest of the day. Let's see what's happening in the Dow. Not a bad area to buy the Dow if you're looking for reversals. Maybe I'm going to take a cheap trade on the Dow. See what happens. I'll put my profit target at $300, and I'll set the stop at minus 100. And we're going to come down a little bit. Say 245. Risking 135 to make 245. And just so I don't lose any money, I'm going break even. And I'll do a tiny bit of profit. Well, that's happening. Oh! And I just missed it, or I'm getting close to missing it. Taking a look at S&P 500, it just tested the 1 hour cloud. I mean, we came right here. Oh, should have been paying attention. I got too excited by the Dow. But we might come back down there again. What I'll do is I will put a buy order here and a very, very tight stop here. And while that's not filling, let's go back to looking and seeing what's happening at the NASDAQ. Okay, cool. So I'm happy that I got out of that trade when I did. secured some profits, get back some of those losses. Nvidia looks like it's chopping around. It's making a move to the downside again. Looking at minus 1.25%. Now, if you're not using Topstep X, you don't have the tilt. The tilt shows the percentage of all the traders using Topstep X, whether they are short or long. We have one group of the NASDAQ that is 60% in one direction, another group that is 40% in the other direction. Now, what positions do you think those are? Do you think we got 60% long or 60% short in the NASDAQ right now? Mason is correct. Yeah. Most traders are short right now with the average fill price at 607. 607. Yeah, it is quickly getting to 50-50. And just a minute ago, it was showing 60-40. Right now, it's 53-47. So, a lot of indecision. The ES 1 hour tapped. I don't think my order filled. Move that buy up just a smidge. Did you take a trade there, Jared? I know it's rigged. It's rigged. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so that Dow trade just filled. Just made, I think, 245 on that Dow trade. I'm going to go back to watching the NASDAQ. And I'm going to set a buy order right here and a very cheap stop, very tight stop right there. we are a ways away from this limit order. Let's take a look at crude oil. Crude oil's at a point of support. You know what? I'm gonna sell one crude. We are short crude, one contract. I don't want to risk that much. I'll risk 180. Let's see if I can make up for these losses one trade at a time. We did have oil inventories not too long ago where we made a push to the downside and bounced right back up. So I really wouldn't be surprised if we just bounce right back down. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, you know, when I'm patient, when I wait for the right setups, the trades are there. All right, I'm going to let that run on its own. And go back to watching NASDAQ. I know, right? Oh my God, I would love to have some milk right now. I would be a happy, happy camper. I actually have a funny story where I was in a milk commercial a few years ago. And it was a situation where I had there was a casting agency that contacted me. They asked me to send in my information. And you know, I've done some stuff like that before. So usually what happens is if they don't like you and they don't want to hire you, they won't say anything. They'll just ignore you for the rest of your life. But for some reason, after I sent my information, I got a message back where they were like, where the casting agency was saying, They did not like you. They're not going to hire you. And I don't know why they went out of their way to tell me that. I was like, sure, fine, okay, whatever. But this had happened like right before a major outbreak of COVID and a major lockdown. And this was also at right around the time of St. Patrick's Day. So this local bar had a St. Patrick's Day party that a lot of the expat community was at. And it was very quickly known that this event became like a super spreader event. And apparently, like, everyone that this casting agency and the people that hired the casting agency wanted to hire was at this event. So a day before the shoot for the commercial, the casting agency calls me again. They said, hey, did you go to that bar for St. Patrick's Day? And I was like, no, I didn't go. And they said, okay, great, you're hired. And, because I was boring that day, didn't go to the St. Patrick's Day party, ended up being in a milk commercial. I was a milk farmer for a day. Oh my God. I spent, I think, 6 hours in makeup where they had to cover all of my tattoos. I'm going to go back to crude oil real quick. And I'm going to go break even. A little bit of profit. Yeah, I do have a lot of random stories. So stick around. Happy to share as many random stories as I have. Did ES get filled? Not yet. However, I might have FOMO and just take a market order. I'll be patient. I need to be patient. If it doesn't get filled, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, random Thailand stories. I'm trying to think. Oh, this ES is getting closer and closer. And because of FOMO, I'm buying. Oh no, that wasn't the best move. It's okay. How am I up when I'm down here? My NASDAQ order must have just... Oh no, I've got the crude trade. That's what it is. All right, I'm going to set that profit target to right about here. And in fact, I might get really froggy. It looks like that order definitely would have filled. I'm going to enter in one more contract right here. Okay, in for 2 contracts. Risking 4 hundo. Not the best idea, but I will survive. And it's going to be a nearly 1-to-1 trade. I'll have my profit target at $525. But I'm happy with this trade execution. You know, this is kind of me being patient, not getting too much FOMO, a little bit of FOMO, but not too much. Hell yeah, Jared. Welcome to the club. And you probably got in at a better price, too. So, happy to have a trading partner here. All right, if we lose this trade, I'll give you an embarrassing story. Not seeing much movement. Uh-oh. Yeah, I know, right? I can't watch. Always, always. Oh, okay, so that NASDAQ order filled. All right. I'm out of that trade. That NQ order filled, and I need to watch that because I definitely owe you a story. But I gotta manage this trade real quick. I'm gonna set a stop. Minus 600. Set a profit target. Back up here for 630. Story time. Yeah, okay. Oh, I just have to think of a good one. That's the only problem. Random Thailand stories. I mean, there was one time. There was one time where stuff happened. Man, I can't think of anything good right now. What would be a good story? Yeah, I had my stop way, 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 way too tight. You know, we are still definitely at points of support, in that range of support in the ES. Still trying to think of a story. I feel like it's not like the best story in the world, but there was one time where I almost got in a fight with with a very, very old. Now, nobody get political here. You know, I'm just stating the facts. With a very, very old trans person. Very, very, very old. It was about 3 in the morning. And I just finished at a bar. And my phone was dead. So I'm just kind of waiting for a cab. And I'm walking around. I'm waiting for a cab. I'm walking around. There's no cabs. Like, you know, I feel like I'm just stuck in this random corner of town. And the next thing I know, this very, very old trans person on their motorbike comes up to me and starts like pointing on the bike. And, you know, I take that as this person wants to give me a ride, but I would much rather just find a cab. I don't know this lady. You know, I don't know what they're trying to do. You know, a lot of times late at night, there's some shifty people on the streets that are looking for the drunkest people on the streets. And, you know, they will take your money and run. So I say no, and I walk away, and she starts following me. And she keeps asking me, and I say no, and I walk away. And she keeps following me. So then I'm just like, I don't know where I am. I'm just like turning down random streets trying to get away from this lady. And she just keeps following me. Like, she won't take no for an answer. And it gets to a point where I turn a corner and I don't realize it at first because it's pretty dark. But I turn a corner and I am at a dead-end alley. So, once I reach the dead end, I turn around and I see the lady, and she's just waiting at the opposite end of she's waiting at the opposite end of the alley at like the opening of the street. And, as I start to walk closer to the street, she kind of drives up a little bit closer to me. And, each step I take, she drives up a little bit closer. And then she gets off her bike. I don't know why. But then she gets off her bike and she starts, like, every step I take, she's walking towards me. And I'm just like, I'm speaking in English. I'm sure she doesn't understand me. And I'm just like, look, leave me alone. If you touch me, I am going to punch you. I'm really close to punching you. I don't know what you're doing, but just leave me alone or else I'm going to punch you. And as I start to get closer to her, I raise my fists and I give her that signal, like, I'm going to punch you. And I kind of just like slowly scoot by her, while she's just like smiling and laughing, and I'm just ready to punch her. And that was about it. That was that time that I almost got in a fight with she was really old. Like, she had to be, at least looked like she was in close to 70s. Makeup was horrible. Really, really bad makeup job. Might get greedy here. Might get greedy and buy in for one more contract if we test the low of these clouds. Yeah, I probably just should have ran. That would have been the safer bet. Oh, feet taller. Absolutely feet taller. I feel like most of the real crazy stories are the ones that actually happen to my friends. I had a friend that went to Cowsand Road, and somebody gave him, like, he was really drunk, and somebody gave him something to smoke, and he didn't even know what it was. But he's the kind of guy where he'll take it. So he smoked this mystery substance from a pipe, and he said he immediately blacked out and just passed out right on the spot. And when he woke up, his wallet was gone, his passport was gone, his keys to his apartment were gone. So yeah, don't smoke random things from strangers in foreign countries. All right, that order just got filled. Should have set a higher profit target. Should have gone in for 2 contracts. I did want to buy in one more, but I didn't want to risk too much. God, I would love to end the day in the green if that were possible. Yeah, I knew my stop was way too tight. You know what I am going to do? No, I'm not going to do it. I was thinking of buying one micro, but I'm not going to do it. Let's see where Dow is right now. That was a good trade earlier. Oh, should I just make the same trade all over again? On the Dow? It's starting to run away without me already. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna buy one of these Dows. This is a exact 1-to-1 trade on the Dow. I'm either making 240 or I'm losing 240, or I get out early for some reason. I do like that entry point. Pretty close to this level of support. Oh, sweet. That crude oil trade just filled. So there's another 300 right there. I'm going to move that to the top of the cloud. Or maybe I just trade my P&L. Or not the top of the cloud, the bottom of the cloud right there. And honestly, I might just get out of this trade and find a better setup somewhere. I know, I am so close to recovering some of those biscuits. I know, right? That would have been a brilliant trade. Yeah, those entries on that ES trade were not great. I'm going to get out of this Dow trade. It might go right where I wanted it to, but that is quite all right. Yeah, probably should have set a higher profit target on that NASDAQ trade. Should have gone in for 2 contracts and left a runner. But we're getting right back to that point of control. Right back to that point of control. And maybe we do test that 4-hour cloud. Oh, I want to buy NASDAQ so bad right now. You know what, and that is what I will do. I will buy a few contracts in a combine of NASDAQ. Nah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm killing it today, but I'm definitely making up for some mistakes. Thank you for stopping by, Walla. I really appreciate it. Love having you here. You have a good night. Sweet dreams of profitable trades. What time? It's already 11:45. Jeez. You know, I might be at a point where I just cut my losses and keep it at minus 200. It's a lot better than the minus 2,000 we were at just a few moments earlier. Yeah, those NASDAQ buy orders aren't looking so bad right now. Yeah, I'd venture to guess that we'll test that 4-hour cloud. Right here. Right at 20,677-ish. Here we go. Pretty darn close. All right. Now, do we sell from here? That is the million-dollar question. You know, one reason I'd be cautious about selling is because this cloud is ascending, essentially. And price might follow this line for sure. Oh, your NASDAQ limit didn't get filled? Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I prefer market orders. But, you know, the one thing about making a trade on this 4-hour cloud, you really, really would want to wait for confirmation. And we have 2 hours until this candle closes. Yeah, I mean, you're not the only one. I'm still technically in drawdown, but much happier seeing 200 than 2,000. Yeah, I mean, it's close enough to green for me. Do I buy one more? No, I would have to risk too much on my stop. I'd have to risk way too much on my stop. Yeah, I can show you here if I move this. Where? Okay. So here on Topstep X, they have this thing called the tilt. So if I click the tilt, I'll say, yes, I'm still watching the tilt. And we can see 75% of traders are long right now. Makes me want to go long. 92% of them are in the green. And the average long entry is 20,656. I mean, so that's about 20 points. Yeah, I mean, Topstep X has a lot of cool features that I like. I was gonna buy a contract right down there. Yeah, I'm buying one. Feeling froggy, buying one contract. No, it was such a bad idea. It's such a bad idea. Maybe not. I'm gonna set my profit target here. I'm not gonna add in for any more contracts, I hope. I feel like that would be a really bad decision. Could just get out now while I'm green. I know, right? If it does go high enough, I'll just go break even, and that way, I'll just go break even, and that way I don't lose anything. Nvidia does seem like it's heading towards the upside. Yeah, I'll move it. I need to have wide stops though if I want to stay in these trades. You know, the one thing that is really good about this long is that we are above the point of control for this huge move to the downside. Buyers stepping up. All right, so this is not the best time to go break even, but I really don't want to risk any more money. I want to keep this XFA. So I'll move my stop there. So no matter what, taking a little bit away from this. And here we come right back down. And right back up. Yeah, I mean, if I closed right now, I would be green, but hell, I'd love to see some real profits today, not just 10, 15 bucks. I'll stick around for this trade. It is getting close to my bedtime. But I'll stick around and see what happens for this trade. What would you do if you were in this position where, let's say, you were down $2,000 and then you scraped and clawed your way back up to a profitable trade? Would you close out just so you end the day in the green? Would you keep your stop where it is so you don't lose any more money, but you essentially break even? Or would you wait to see if my profit target hits and take another $1,000 on the day? Great job, Paula. Happy to see some of us taking profitable trades today. Paula would move her profit target or her stop loss for green for the day. I mean, we're already making that move back down. It's too tight. That's the only unfortunate thing. It's a little too tight. Oh yeah, sorry. I forgot. I changed the screen for the tilt. Here. There. Still green for the day. Still making moves to the upside. Oh, not there. We've officially lost green for the day. We are coming right back down. Going right back up. Welcome, Distortion, baby. Yeah, I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Not yet. Not green for the day just yet. Oh, that was close. This is going to be close too. All right, not green for the day, minus 200. Oh, I want to jump back in. I want to jump back in. It was a great turnaround, though, yeah, from going from minus 2,000 to minus 200. I do want to get in one more time. I really do. We'll wait. It's all right. Bought one more. I'll risk 535. You know, I just want to get out of this trade. I just want out. Okay, minus 196. And look what I'm going to do. I'm locking out. I've locked out. I can't trade anymore. So all in all, did you just open up a position, Paula? Let's make more green. I know, right? Oh, I mean, that's how I feel. It is honestly how I feel. But today will be a lesson in patience. Happy to lock myself out. Happy to make back, so many losses. Minus 200 on the day ain't that bad. Went to 200 profit and you close. Hell yeah. Yeah, I am done on the day. I do have an open position in one of my combines. I haven't really been showing my combine. I'm long 2 contracts in NASDAQ right now. And that is starting at 20,683. I see you, Lona Entertainment. Happy to have you here, Lona Entertainment. Yeah. I mean, I have to consider today as a win. And also, I just passed a combine today. I'll show you that too. All I needed was 700. Got my total at 159.015. So just passed a combine, ready to start another XFA. Ready to be patient, make some good trades, make some good profits, and take some payouts. All right, fam. Oh, it's so sad. It's Wednesday. It's so sad. It's Wednesday because I won't see you guys again until Monday. However, here, let me put my camera on. I'm just kind of realizing now that the camera hasn't been on. I'm just kind of realizing. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, if you want to keep in touch and stay in touch with the community, everyone in the community has been great. We've got the Discord server. You can find the link to the Discord channel in the description of this video. And other than that, have a great day. I hope there's some more profitable trades in the future for y'all. Keep on keeping on. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for showing up so often. You guys just keep showing up, and I always appreciate it. You guys are the best. So, have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great week ahead. And I will be back on stream on Monday. Later, Gators.